Come with me and we're going to be doing some brake pipes on a 2004 Ford Fusion. Now the first thing you do before you're doing brake pipes is get yourself a little bar and wedge it on the brake pedal, and what that does, that'll stop the fluid from leaking out. Now we need to decipher which brake pipe we're replacing, and it is this one here. So we need to get 11mm on the crow's foot and slacken that union off. Now before we send the vehicle fully up in the air, this is the wheel that the brake pipe is going to, so we need to just remove this wheel. Now we've got the wheel off, you need to get yourself a wire brush, and we just need to clean that brake pipe union up. We're not worried about the pipe, so we're just going to cut it off and get an 11mm socket on it. Now when you're doing brake pipes, you are always going to run into problems on these older cars. If you can see that this bracket here holding to the chassis, because this union was so tight, I didn't want to snap it off, so I've just taken it out of the bracket, got a pair of more grips on it, and as I've gone to undo it, it has stripped the threads in the flexible brake hose. But not to worry, it's going to have a flexible brake hose. Now that we've got the old pipe disconnected, we just need to remove it from the vehicle. But you'll probably notice it doesn't matter how careful you are with these plastic clips, they do break. But nonetheless, I'm going to show you a way to secure them, and it's going to blow your mind. Now we need to get around to the critical part, and that is making sure you make the right ends. Now you don't want to be flaring it the wrong end, or an OP1 or an OP2. So make sure you keep a cutting, or just make a note of what ends come off the old brake pipe. Get a union and slide it on the new brake pipe, like so. Right, let's make a flare now, and this is probably the best tool you're ever going to get, and it is off Blue Points. There are cheap ones off Amazon. Anyway, let's get it all lined up. It's very simple to use. Now we've got the brake pipe aligned correctly in the tool, you need to remove your grub screen and then get your OP1, nip these up, I can guarantee you I'm not the only one with normal 10mm in there because they've already snapped. Anyway, get your 16mm and literally crush your copper pipe like so. And then once you've removed it from the flaring tool, you will have a perfect flare every time. Right, let's get a bend on this and get it fitted back to the vehicle. Now that we've got the copper pipe fitted back to the vehicle, how I've secured it, you know the little bottoms that you cut off your valves when you're changing tyres, literally hook them over the brake pipe and you can secure it then with a cable tie, and that will stop it chafing and wearing through. Anyway, all we've got to do now, as you can see, is all nice and tidy. I've just got to bleed the back brakes out. Now let's get your pressure bleeder, make sure it's nice and full of fluid, and we need to get it just under 2 bar of pressure. It is perfectly healthy for doing bleeding brakes. Now we've got the vehicle back up in the air, connect your bleed bottle up to your bleed nipple, and then just slacken off your bleed nipple, and you should see all the air coming out of the system. There we go. Once you're finished, make sure you give everything a nice clean down with some brake and clutch cleaner. Now that everything's back together, jump in the car, make sure you've got a good pedal, give it a start, and make sure the servo's working as it should and it's not creeping too far and you've got no air in the system. Make sure that you put your cap back on the brake fluid reservoir and it is topped up to the maximum mark. Anyway, just got to torque the wheels up now, take it down the road for a bit of a test drive, make sure the brakes are working as it should do, and we'll get it sent.